that face
Brought to you by
is
Hall.
awesome. It's like the what was it? The Wayne's World. Remember when he pours the Tylenol in the hand and it's black and white and he's describing it.
Gonna be honest, I've not watched a movie a day in my life, so I've never seen that.
Yeah, whatever. How's everybody doing? Minusing Roy, if you're listening, Roy is having issues with his internet provider. It is not Comcast. But,
Ziply, formerly known as Comcast.
Worse.
Formerly known as Verizon.
Formerly, I'm saying formally. Like if you meet Ziply at a party, you'd be like, what's up, Comcast? Yeah.
I happen to have their advertisement right here on the floor where it belongs.
It's got him.
And so Tim, before the show, Tim, I was the only one here, and then Roy was here, and now Roy's gone. But Tim was having issues, and in our Discord chat, I was like, "Oh, well, it wouldn't happen if you had a Mac. I'm here every day, and my microphone works just fine."
Mm-hmm. Easy to plug in, easy to set up, no issues, no privacy concerns.
Yep.
Good to go. Us Windows users.
Yeah.
Slow to the uptake here.
Speaking of issues with Windows,
Roy
my
just
hard drive died.
Chatted with us. Roy just chatted with us and says he's working on it. Go ahead, Tim. You said your hard drive died?
On it.
Yeah. So my I was running my Plex server this weekend, and because since Lowcast was gone, rest in peace.
Rip
I've been using Plex as my live TV DVR, and it's actually worked pretty well. I'm pretty impressed with how well it's worked.
Can I watch? Can I watch? Since I'm a member of your server, can I watch live TV off of your?
You can try. I don't know if it'll work, but you can try. And let me know what happens, because I actually have no idea. But I on Sunday, was it Sunday or was it Monday? I don't remember what day it is. One of the days, started having some weird problems with Plex. Oh, it was Sunday, because I tried to record the Seahawks game on Sunday through Plex, and it failed. From what it looked like, it was something with Plex's issue, which I don't know exactly what it was, but suddenly everything just started to kind of break on my Plex server, and I was really confused as to why. And then I started looking into it. I tried rebooting the server, and then the server's running on a VM. So VMware was saying the VM's is crashed or corrupted, having issues. Like, that's weird. Shouldn't be having issues. And so I started looking into it, and I noticed one of my hard drives was missing from it. So I turned off the server, went and looked, and was able to kind of identify what hard drive it is, and it's this puppy. This drive completely died on me. It's got, I believe it's just got TV shows on it. That's all I think it has. Hopefully it doesn't have anything actually important. I'm going to try
NSA files, bunch of cryptocurrency.
Yeah. So I'm going to try and recover this drive to see if I can recover the data. But there's a good chance it might be gone. I did go through and I found all the important documents, that everything that's actually important still on this other drive, which means I have to figure out a backup solution, because I just YOLO it and I don't have any kind of backup solution. So when stuff like this happens, it's gone. So this is a reminder to back up your computer. And so I gotta work on that now.
I don't think I can, because you're not sharing all you're sharing with me is videos, movies, other videos, playlists, and TV shows. So
let me I'm curious.
The RTX voice is working too well. Tim is like cutting out, or my internet is bad. I believe that too.
He's cutting out.
How about this now?
No.
Is it better now?
There you go. That's better.
Okay, good. Um,
Oh
stand by.
my
Hey,
God, Roy has appeared.
There he
We'll
is.
see. We'll see how well this works. So my modem
Oh, hold
is
on,
not
Roy.
connected.
Your audio. Check your audio source.
yeah, I can't share live TV.
That sucks.
Oh well.
Oh
One
well.
of the many features that Plex can add in the future to continue to be awesome.
Yeah.
Is that better?
Yeah.
So my modem is still not connecting to the internet.
So
I'm
are you on
doing
your
this.
Wi-Fi hotspot?
I'm on my hotspot on my phone, so we'll see if
Oh
this
my God.
actually works out
Brought
well.
to you by T-Mobile 5G.
Yeah.
T-Mobile's great.
I don't know what's
So
going on with Ziply right now, but like it will
did
not
any of
connect.
did any of you guys see my tweet over the weekend?
No.
Besides Roy,
I was about to say
so
I
I
did.
tweeted. Yeah. So I tweeted on. I don't remember what day it was. Let me see if I can find my tweet here. So I tweeted on. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Saturday, I said, since the T-Mobile hack, my phone has been blown up by spam calls, texts, etc. I blocked them using the Scam Shield app, T-Mobile, with no luck. I've had my number for 10 years and I don't want to get rid of it, but I don't know what else to do. But I've been getting all these text messages, and the one text message that I got on Saturday said, uh, what did it say? It said, I'm closing your account. I'm really bummed to see you go.
What?
But like I'm getting all these random calls and text messages and everything else.
Oh
And
yeah.
so T-Mobile replied and said 10 years is an amazing amount of time as a loyalty, and we want to help everything we can do. Please send us a DM. So I sent him a DM today because I was just like, oh wow, a lot of people actually replied to it and I didn't realize it. But anyway, so I reached out to him today and I said, outside of getting rid of my number, is there anything else you guys can do? And they basically said, I mean, I could read the whole response, but basically they said, definitely understand the frustration. They're working with the FCC and other carriers to prevent this type of actions. I can report the entire thread by sending it to 7726, and that information is shared with other government agencies to prevent spam. Um, but yeah, like I don't know what else to do. Like I've had my number for 10 years, and my number is a vanity number. If anybody knows what that is, but essentially, I my phone number spells my name. Not the whole name, but it does. So, but yeah, I'm really bummed because I don't know what to do. Like, I don't want to get rid of my number, but
I'm not sure what you can do, like short of blocking every individual number for the rest of time
yeah,
until the
like, and I
people get
don't like
tired.
screening my calls. I like to answer phone calls, but like, I've never had spam like this before.
Mm,
Um, and I pulled up the Scam Shield app, and it's like blocked like 30 calls, but in
yeah.
the last 30 days. But I'm like, holy shit, like, yeah. So, anyways, yeah.
I mean, I've been having a similar problem. Like, oh yes, shout out to me for literally just leaving my house after making me a new PC. That's my friend Jared.
What
Like I
what a
said,
good
Uh,
guy. What a good guy. Matt's a good guy.
oh, thank you.
You probably
Yeah.
can't hear me clapping,
Are
but
you
sorry.
are you gonna come over and build me a PC? Oh wait, no, I don't want.
I
I
would
don't want
never
Windows.
do that to you, Matt.
I don't. Can you
That
build me
was
a
a
Mac?
test. That was a test, and I passed. Yeah, well, no, because that cost like thousands of dollars.
Do you want me
That's
to
me
get Tim to
clicking
get you an
things on a
M1?
website. I do want
I
that.
already have an M1.
No,
I'll
just the
sign
M1 chip. That way, Matt can build you a computer using the M1 chip. Or do you want the M2? I mean, how about the M5? The
Roy's gonna like drop from the lab and just pull out the M1 chip. And
The M5 is what's in the Apple Car, guys.
Yeah.
Ooh.
You can
Yeah.
render your video in Final Cut while you're driving to Starbucks.
Yeah.
That's the future.
You got ProRes. You got ProRes in your Apple Car.
Your dad.
I was-
Imagine the backup camera quality.
Yeah, ProRes.
I was gonna tease you guys when the event ended and they showed like all the shots in like San Francisco. I'm like, see all those cars? That's teasing the Apple Car.
Yeah. No, I was thinking all those were Apple cars that were at the movie theater, the drive-in movie theater that they were showing.
Yeah, that
on
too.
there. I was like, oh, that would just be perfect if it was all Apple cars. Like,
Gosh, that card's going to be so
Tim-
powerful, you can plug it into your house, and then it'll be the computing core for your entire home.
yeah. So I have to give you an update. Roy, being a big sport that he is, has paid his debt for his bet. And I received $20 via Apple Pay today after I requested it. He didn't offer it up after the event. And then I was like, oh shit, I won the bet. I need to send him a request and tell him.
In all fairness, I thought I was going to do it live on the show tonight in front of the entire world.
Mm-hmm.
You just requested it. Then I was like, you know what? Fine, here you go.
I don't remember. What was this bet?
It was that we were going to have a portless iPhone.
Are one of the iPhones portless?
No.
Oh,
Matt obviously didn't watch the event today.
I didn't think there was. I was like, I guess I would believe it if there was. I remember seeing the MagSafe thing snapped to the back of an iPhone and how none of them are USB-C.
It's coming. I don't know when, but it's coming.
I think
I'm
like
sure
2
it's
years.
coming. It could be
3
in
years from
2020.
now.
2
Something like that.
years.
2027.
2 years.
You want to take a bet? 2 years, Tim?
I take a bet for 3 years.
You think? I'm gonna say
No,
2
'cause
years.
I bet in 10 years we'll have a portless iPhone. I feel that's a pretty comfortable bet.
I think we'll have an Apple Car in 10 years.
Maybe.
Maybe.
certainly
Yeah,
hope
I don't.
so.
I hope so. They've been working on that for a long time. So
2031, the year we finally get always on display.
Oh,
yeah. So I
2070
was
is
just
the year
I
we
have
get
to
the
point
Apple
out
House.
I have to point out that like watching this event versus watching a Windows event is like totally different. Like
Like,
I just like I was just like I was thinking of this and I was like, well, I wonder if they're gonna try and take any tips out of the Windows event because like Windows just made that so emotional and drama.
I know.
But like I mean it just was like it's just like the total opposite. And I was just thinking of that guy that was doing the Windows event and I was like, oh my god, this is horrible.
If Tim Cook was almost on the verge of crying when he's about to announce the next iPhone,
He's like, this is the new iPhone. It is so personal. You can do everything with it. It is the next child of your life.
Mhm. Your brother, your sister, your iPhone. It's in the
Yeah.
family.
I feel like this is something Craig would do at the next announcing the next Mac OS is gonna like.
But he'd make
parody
weird
that.
eyes at it.
Yeah, he'd be
And maybe like
yeah.
stroke.
Like
starts
when
crying.
he
Oh,
opened the
slowly.
when he opened the MacBook up and it just like lit up his face, you know, like the new MacBook Pro. That was just
See, that was intimate. That had a purpose.
that was,
though.
but it wasn't
didn't
like an
bet the
hour. It
whole-
wasn't an hour and a half long intimate,
Exactly.
like you know, and
They
it
didn't
wasn't
bet
like
the whole presentation on it.
they didn't bring your mother, your family into it. They didn't bring your kids into it. Like I just felt like the Windows event was like just. I mean, I can't wait to see what they come up with next week. Or
Mommy, if
next
we
week or
don't
the week
buy a
after?
Windows computer, will Windows die?
yeah.
No, I don't know why they're doing that. Let's stop watching. It's uncomfortable. not
Anyways,
getting
I
Windows this year.
had to point that out because I was just thinking about yeah, the next one is on the 22nd is the Windows event.
Oh man,
Oh
he's
my
gonna
God.
cry again.
Hopefully,
I hope
Here's
they
the
don't.
news. Here's
hopefully
the
they
new
got him-
Surface. Surface.
never going to be welcome to a Windows event if they ever
know.
do bring us?
There goes my Christmas sweater.
I was gonna say Tim's not getting a Christmas sweater this year. Even if you
I
buy
think
one, they're
we
just
should
gonna
double
lose it in
down.
shipping.
Yeah.
Well, the tracking says it's going to get there eventually. I don't know what's going on.
Hey, I just got a bag of turds from the mail from Redmond.
The bag's all like beaten up and crumpled and stuff.
Oh my god! Oh my god! I was so shocked for it. So, I hope this. I really honestly hope this is the last virtual event that we have, and we can actually go back to having events live, because I do, as much as I like the live events or the virtual events. I feel like, having clapping and stuff like that just makes it so much better. I kind of wish that they may have they did like a small outdoor press event, like I think Google did and stuff like that. But I totally understand it.
I won't be
But,
using my friendship with Tim to get us tickets to these Apple events. I feel like it's an abuse of the friendship.
I'm highly
Selfish.
doubting your friendship. I'm highly doubting your friendship with Tim
Roy's
Cook
gonna
right
be
now.
there. I guarantee you. He's gonna get tickets for himself, and then he's gonna be there.
Please,
and he's
I'm gonna be like at the side of the stage watching Tim from the side,
You're gonna
playing
be a
around with
guest
the new
presenter.
iPhone model.
You're gonna be a guest presenter like 1 year on stage.
Spoilers.
No, I'm highly doubting that.
What, Roy's going to be the guy
exists.
like behind stage that the camera gets every once in a while, accidentally, but he's so cool he just like waves. He's not even
Roy, if you ever get a role to talk about the next Mac OS, I want you to cry and make a big deal about how emotional you are about Mac OS. Like it's your child.
Done. Done and done. I'm gonna listen, it's gonna be so emotional. People are gonna forget about this Windows guy.
He's gonna be there clapping.
I will say at the virtual event today, I was glad they came up with new places in California to do rather than just Apple Park, because I feel like that's just getting kind of old. Like I know they still had some parts of Apple Park in there, but I liked how they did the nature and the forest, and I mean that was pretty cool to do, to see California, because California is really nice except for the wildfires and everything that.
I thought they were gonna. I thought that was heading towards them starting their own state, like Apple creating their own state. Like we love
Apple,
California,
Apple.
but what's better than California? That's right,
But-
the M1 California.
Do you know how much a new state is an Apple state is gonna cost us? The Apple tax we're gonna have to pay on that state.
Dude, if it's 30% on everything and we get Apple technology for some reason embedded into everything, might be worth it.
Apple starts their own state.
Every-
Taxes are just
every
30%. Where did you get that number from? Nowhere.
Every house will have like a built-in Siri into it, and you'll have to pay Apple tax for all your products.
I just want
Hey,
like
Apple
a
Pay would
Siri
work.
symbol that
Built-in-
lights up instead
You'll
of
have
the
a
peephole.
built-in Wi-Fi, and
Can you think?
iPads
Can you think
and
of?
stuff like that.
Can you think of the Apple Pay integration into everything? You don't need. All you need is your Apple Watch, and then
Yeah,
you have your state license. You have your ID. Your Apple ID
Yeah.
is just available for the Apple officers to show them, and then you're just driving and in
In
your
your
Apple
Apple
car, because
Your
it's
Apple
illegal
car.
to own any other car.
Everybody
And-
will have an Apple car.
There's no
cops will
streetlights
have,
because there's no streetlights because all the cars know when it's their turn, and
Yeah,
They know
they're
if you walk
self-driving
into
now.
the road because you're wearing an Apple Watch and carrying an iPhone, so they're not going to hit you because they know where you are.
this is a genius idea. Apple's got to be. Tim Cook
and
has to
then
be
and
watching
then when
this.
you fall, the Apple ambulance will come automatically because it knows you fell from your Apple Watch. They don't
Yep.
gotta call 911 because
And as soon as you get on the ambulance, an Apple pays your hospital bill.
Yeah.
Instant without asking you, so you can't say no.
yeah,
You're in
it
Apple
just-
City. You signed the contract.
Yeah.
It was in the terms and agreement. Didn't you read that before you pressed accept?
You don't have enough money in your account, so we opened an Apple card for you in your name with the amount that we need to be able to make the
And we
to
have their
authorize this
signature
payment.
because everything is on Face ID. So we just took a picture of you.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. This is like scary how real that could be.
I was thinking the
Um,
same thing when I saw them go to the stadium. I was like, "Is this the advertisement for an Apple City?" I'm like, "Okay, sure."
yeah. Yeah. No,
Apple bought
definitely.
their own
It was-
NFL team.
That's how it starts.
They bring their own iPads to the games. Everyone has their Surface, and they're like, "No, we're gonna use iPads."
I think they
The
should
Apple
do their
series.
own country. Forget the state. I think they should
Yeah.
do their own country.
Well,
So
if
it's
they
like
have an
Vatican
NFL
City?
team and they have a football team, they'll get everybody after that.
Yeah. Just divide California into like 6 different cities or 6 different states.
It's been proposed.
Would Apple call
A
their
lot
own
of things
state
have been proposed. It'd be called Apple.
the Garden?
Your country would be called Apple.
There was some guy that
And then
proposed
there would
splitting
be
California.
Steve Jobs
I don't know about
in Steve Jobs City.
I could live in the city of jobs. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Sounds nice.
Ironically, its unemployment rate will be super high.
No, because everybody will have jobs at Apple. Everybody will have jobs at Apple.
We could go test this right now if we go to wherever Samsung is doing whatever they're doing, because they have like a city right outside of the Samsung factory that like people live at.
You go to a lot of some of the not a lot of, but you go to some of the Asian cultures where if you work for that company or that factory, they have housing next to the factory, like you were saying, that is for that company, and that's where you live. And as an option, I think that's kind of cool. I wish that there were more places in the United States that would do that. Like, I work at Boeing, so here's this Boeing housing near the Boeing plant that I could opt to live in. You know, kind of like how they do military housing for the military.
Yeah.
Can you
Dude,
imagine what that would do for
trustworthy?
housing?
That'd be amazing.
Yeah, right?
Subsidized housing by corporations. I would be down. Especially if one's like Apple or Google, where they could just build in the integration for all of their smart home system stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
Smart dwellings.
Yeah. Now I have to check to see what Samsung City is like.
Well, you guys, do you guys remember the TV brand Seiki?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that is a town in, where is it, in China? And they have a bunch of manufacturing plants in there, like Samsung and Toshiba and whatnot. And the city started their own manufacturing company called Seiki. And that's where Seiki TVs come from.
That's legit.
Because they already had the infrastructure there for them.
Isn't that what kind of like Samsung kind of did that, where they were developing Apple hardware or chips of some kind, and then they were like, you know what, we can do this. I think after Apple moved to Foxconn or something.
I think so.
Did anybody see Free Guy?
I have
watched
not
Free
seen
Guy.
it yet, but I really want to.
I mean,
So
I haven't.
it's like a built-in video game, and it's based off of like a city and stuff like that. You guys should really watch it because it's kind of like what we're talking about. Like, they build their own city and stuff like that, and they have game characters in there and stuff like that. Like,
It's kind of
so
like
you
Grand
definitely should
Theft
see it.
Auto.
It was it was a
meets,
lot. Yeah.
Ready
Like,
Player
there's
One.
a lot of crime and stuff in it, but I'll just say I had very low expectations of going into seeing it. I did have a little higher expectations because they did postpone it several times. So I'm like, okay, well, it's got to be something good because they didn't release it on a streaming service or anything. I super impressed. Like, I thought it was a great movie. It is kind of about coding as well. So, but yeah, you definitely should check it out. Good Man. Playing at an AMC near you. Not sponsored by AMC, but I'm just saying. Show some love. Show some love to AMC.
And it's got everybody's favorite Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds.
Deadpool, yes. Also the owner of Mint Mobile.
Oh.
If anybody wanted to get a Mint
Ryan Reynolds
iPhone.
owns Mint Mobile.
Yes, he does.
Does he randomly call people on his service and chat with them?
He does commercials for them. Have you never seen a Mint Mobile commercial?
I not off the top of my head. I mean, maybe,
Oh
but I
yeah,
might not
you
have been
should
paying
definitely
attention.
check out his commercials. They're really cheesy, but yeah, he does. He does. Yeah. So yeah, Mint Mobile, $15 a month for premium wireless that you prepay for. You can get the iPhone on it though. Just saying.
I mean, that means
Um,
it's at least somewhat quality.
Yeah. So I'm just saying. You can bring your own iPhone, or you can get an iPhone 12, and you get 6 months of free service on them
Hmm.
if you pay for an iPhone 12, which they list as a total price of $819. I mean, you might as well just wait and get the iPhone 13.
Which is what,
So
like 800? I don't remember how much the
uh,
iPhone was.
$799.
$7.99.
Right?
799.
Yeah,
Yeah,
seven
that's
ninety
what I
nine.
thought.
So
Find out
yeah,
next on the Gooplycast.
yeah. Gooplycast coming up next. We're going to talk everything announced at the Apple event, and my wife and I were talking about it, but she I think she authorized me to buy something. I won't tell you what
Interesting.
though. You'll have to wait and listen to the Gooplycast.
All right. And I was
So,
actually
cliffhanger.
thinking
Yeah.
about doing Mint Mobile as like a last thing because I don't know, paying too much for my cell phone bill right now. Mint Mobile, I know someone who has it, I'm pretty sure, and it's worked fine. But I feel like I'll have to wait till they have at least one data breach, and then we see how they handle it before I can decide whether or not I join it. So, just throwing that out there.
um. Yeah. How long? Can I ask you how long you guys had your guys' phone number for?
I mean, I've had Google Voice since like
Whoa, wow. Never mind. You don't
2007
you don't count. You don't count. You
or
don't count. You
6
have
or
Google Voice.
something, maybe 2004.
Tim, how about you?
I
Down
got
with the
my
number anarchy. Never mind.
I got my phone number in middle school, which would have been oh no, it would have been sixth grade in elementary school in preparation for middle school, which would have been in 2007. So
So
there's
that's a
that.
while. Over 10 years. Over 10 years.
Yeah.
I've had mine for over 10 years. My phone number was originally a Google Voice number. That's how I got the vanity number, is because you got to choose your phone number there and you could put in letters and stuff like that. So, Roy, how about you?
I got mine when I got the same year that I got my iPhone 4. So that would have been 2010 or 2011,
Nice.
somewhere in there.
Alrighty. Joe says, have a good show. Thank you, Joe.
Thank you,
Appreciate
gamer.
Thank you,
tuning
gamer.
in. Yeah, thank you, gamer.
Thanks, gamer.
Yes. We'll miss you tonight. All right. Any last words before we start the big show?
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. Let's blow this up.
Tim
Alrighty,
Cook leaving
stand
Apple.
by.
Android and iPhone users, welcome. BlackBerry and Windows Phone users, these phones don't even support podcasting, bro. The podcast going beyond the headlines. This is the Gooplycast. Here's your host, Matthew Carter.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Gooplycast. We're live right now on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube. If you can't make our live show, we have an audio-only version, and you can find that on all your favorite Android and iOS podcasting apps. With us tonight is custom domain champion Matt Evans. Hey, Matt.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Also joining us is product red aficionado Roy Schlipinski. Hey, Roy.
Good evening.
How do you have your product red phone case on?
I do not. I have a black silicone one right now because my
You have your
product
product
one.
watch
That's
stand?
If you
That
remember,
is
I
just
told you
very disappointing.
I dropped my phone the other day when I was getting out of my car because my son ran up to me and the phone case split like right there, and my phone popped out a little bit and the screen protector broke, and I have this itty bitty, I mean, you can't even really see it, little nick right there on the edge of the phone, and I just haven't. I need a new
Very,
product
very
brand case.
disappointed. You need to change your intro, Matt.
Yeah, you
very
dropped
disappointed.
you dropped your phone in order to hug your son. Not worth.
No. Was it
What?
he ran to me and like grabbed onto me and like my phone like my phone got thrown basically onto
Threw it
on the
at your son
asphalt.
to stop him from coming to hug you.
I thought my phone was gonna like the second it fell, I was like, well, at least I have Apple Care.
God, we should.
Because
Ah,
I
there you go.
thought it
We
was
should
gone.
get a poll going
Nice.
right now. We should get a poll going right now. What do you do? Hug your son or protect your iPhone?
Son's gonna have to wait.
Well, okay, now wait a second. The phone fell on the ground. I think the hug won. Okay.
I mean, the
think
hug
it did.
clearly won. We're just saying it was,
Was it worth it?
Was it worth it?
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, my phone was okay. So, in all fairness, I mean, I was holding my phone mid torso, and like I said, it basically got thrown onto the ground, and it survived with that. Like I said, it's just an itty bitty nick. You can't even see it with the phone case is on, and that's how well that silicone case protected my phone. Like, go buy a silicone case; it's super protective, guys. Disclaimer: don't listen to me.
This is like the longest intro ever.
Right?
We still have to introduce our host of Cooking with Tim, Chef Tim Van Claveren. Hey, Tim.
Hello.
Yep. And we don't forget the new host of the newly coming soon show,
That's right.
Still
that is in development right now. We're waiting for Apple TV to pick up our streaming rights.
I know.
Any day now.
They got who? John
John Stewart.
John Stewart. They lost their opportunity.
Yeah. They could have had Chef Tim. Instead they got
You laugh about it now, but watch until next year when they talk about Apple TV. There will be a Cooking with Tim intro.
Joe is in the chat and he says sorry, Tim. Or sorry, son. He says sorry. Son. Yeah. Protect the iPhone at all cost.
Directing the show tonight is Matt Evans, right? I think you're directing, not
Yes.
Tim. All right,
Yes, I am. Joe's off
Our
tonight.
official director, Joseph Meacham, is off tonight. So we'll be talking about the Apple event that happened today, September 14th. All their
Was
new
that today?
announcements and such. Is today the 14th? Today's the 14th. Yeah.
Was that today?
The
You
Apple
are
event?
correct.
They had the Apple event today?
No, not
Yeah.
today.
Oh.
Not today.
It was yesterday, right?
It was yesterday. Yeah. Monday.
I'm just kidding.
We're doing the podcast on Monday. It's Monday, September 13th, when we normally do podcasts.
No, don't confuse people. They did.
I'm already confused.
That's not
What day
New,
is it
though.
today?
So is Windows'
anyway.
entire presentation strategy. So the
Yeah.
Apple event was pretty magnificent as far as its presentation goes. I feel like it was like coming home.
I felt like it. I'll get into my thoughts on the iPhone, but I like I said before the show, I really like the choration of the event and stuff like that, and how they led up. The only thing I wasn't really too excited about was Apple Fitness, just because I haven't really done much with it, even though I subscribe to it as part of my bundle. But I hope to do that more in the future. But anyways, I thought overall it was good. They started off with the iPad. Which, the iPad, they upgraded the specs in it and stuff like that. I think the hit of the iPad section though was the iPad mini, which I was like, I mean, holy cow, talk about an iPad mini. Like, I thought the iPad mini was dead, and they put some CPR into that thing, and they brought that thing back to life.
Yeah, they did.
that is a beautiful, absolutely beautiful iPad.
And I just got an iPad, and I was looking at that And at the end of it, I was like, I
you're
want
like
an
you're like
iPad Mini.
you can have a
What?
Series 2. You can have a Series
A
2.
Series 2 Apple Pencil, which
Yeah.
magnetizes to the top of the.
Yeah,
That's
I don't have
amazing.
mine.
And
Mine's in the other room,
charges.
but the pencil, the attached pencil is so great.
Yeah.
So
Oh, it
great.
looks so cool. It's like I
Absolutely.
don't have this. I
Um
want that feature. Feature's awesome.
yeah. You don't want to plug your you don't want to plug your pencil into your lightning jack to charge it, do you?
Not anymore.
Isn't that just like annoying? Like
I don't want the little
um
dangling pencil coming out of the bottom of my iPad. Not a fan. Not a fan.
It's like you're sitting on an airplane and you got to charge your pencil. You're sitting on the end and your pencil's
Oh,
just
hold on.
sticking out. Hold on, let me disconnect my pencil so you can get by.
Oh, excuse me.
Yeah,
Oh,
I absolutely thought that the way of charging that pencil, and you can charge it with a lightning cable. They have a special adapter you can get for it.
mhm.
However, I never got to charge it with that because when I bought I bought a used version from I think it was Fred Meyer, but it was
Yeah,
a
I sold it
return.
to
And
you.
it was missing the little charging adapter, and so I was like I always had to charge my pencil on the back of it, and I just thought it was so annoying. So I am so glad that they refreshed the iPad because the iPad Mini was so old, and I thought it was dead. And
Yeah.
literally, it was brought back to life because that is absolutely a beautiful device, and you just can't go wrong with it. I wish it was a little bit lower of a price tag. I mean, I think that was probably my biggest disappointment of it, but
Four
it's an
ninety
Apple
nine, right?
product.
For starting
$4.99,
at
and you can
499.
get. I mean, for $50 more, you start with the iPad Mini. I think, or not the iPad Mini, the iPad Air
Mm.
starts at $5.99. I think.
$5.99.
Yeah, you can get it on Amazon for $5.39 though. So, I mean, for 39 or $40 more, you can get one on 2020 iPad Air on there. The absolutely though the iPad Mini though, uh, just gorgeous, amazing. The everything that's in it, the screen,
They added a
fantastic.
what the like liquid retina display to it or something, which
Yep.
looks beautiful. I thought it was not as bright as I would have liked it. I think it only goes up to like 500 nits or something like that, which I don't know, seems kind of
Yeah.
low to me, especially for a small screen. I would have liked it to pump out as much brightness as possible. Especially if you're going to be like drawing on it with the pencil, you might want as much contrast as possible. But still, the fact that it is in such a small form factor, and it basically has like all the iPad tech in it that you would want from any traditional iPad is I give credit to Apple for
Yeah.
doing that, and I give credit to the marketing team because like they had like
Oh yeah.
doctors holding the iPad, they had like all these cool transitions. I think the iPad
Yeah.
like goes into a
You
bag
can
at
do
one
a
point. Hmm.
Yeah, you could fit it in. I think you can fit it in your back pocket. I think that's one of the things that they showed in there was the ability to fit it into your back pocket, which I thought was amazing. But it's got an 8 point. So the specs are, it's got an 8.3 inch liquid retina display. Um, yeah, it is wide color P3 True Tone display. It's got a fingerprint scanner on the power button, just like the iPad Air does. Um, uh, yeah, 500 nits brightness and supports the Apple Pencil Series 2 or Generation 2, it says. It's got the A15 Bionic chip with 64 bit, 6 core CPU, 5 core graphics. I mean, 16 core engine in it, but you can literally like game on this. This is an outstanding thing, and you can record 4K video on there. Um, and yeah, it just they upgraded the FaceTime camera to 12 megapixel ultra wide camera, which has 122 inches of field of view. It also supports I can't remember what that feature that they called. I don't remember what they call. Oh, center stage. It supports center stage, which
Oh
basically
yes.
filters the camera around from whoever you're talking to.
It'll
So
automatically pan and follow subjects in the frame
yeah,
for you without
absolutely.
you having to like
Yeah,
adjust. Really
and
cool.
it comes with 5G.
Hmm 5G
So
model or
you
just
can get the
Wi-Fi
5G
model.
model or Wi-Fi. Starts out at a capacity of 64 gigabytes, which I think is not the best. But you
More.
can go up to 256 gigabytes, and it comes in black, pink, purple, and a starlight, which is kind of like a gold color. So
Kind of
definitely,
surprised. I'm kind of surprised they don't have a terabyte model, considering the iPhone has a terabyte model this year.
well, I think it's still a smaller device, so I just don't know that a terabyte model would sell in an iPad Mini. Definitely down the line, I feel like if it does become a super big hit, but I think for most people who are using this, like 256 gigabytes would be a good storage space. If you're getting a pro device, you're going to get a 1 terabyte, or whatever the highest version of the iPad Pro is. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's just something you could take along with you. You can slip into your back pocket. It would be
Exactly.
great for hikes or whatever you want to do. I think they showed air traffic controlling or like
That's
using it
right.
to navigate your plane,
Someone was
which I
flying a
thought was kind
helicopter
of
and
cool
like
too.
looking at data on it while
Yeah,
flying the helicopter. And I
yeah,
don't think that this is a device that they necessarily want you doing anything that you would need a large amount of storage space for. I imagine they're
yeah.
like, we want you to buy the actual size
I
iPad if you're
mean,
going to
you
do anything.
can't. The only downfall is it does support 4K video, but you can't really record 4K on 64 gigabytes. I mean, that's just not enough to do a lot of 4K recording on it. But again, it's not there to design to do a lot of 4K video. Um, the iPad, I was a little less impressed with, but I'm glad they refreshed it because
But
I
before
think
we
it
move
did
on
need
to
a
the iPad, there's one more thing that I wanted to note about the Mini, is that I
sure.
believe it was is it USB-C into the iPad Mini?
Yes, it is USB
Okay.
C, which is the same as the iPad Air and the iPad Pro.
Mm,
All support USB C in and out. So you get
okay.
I don't know if you get a power brick in there. I think they take away, but you can get a power brick and plug it into USB C. So it sorts 20 watt fast charging. I think.
Mm. I thought it was awesome. Nice to see that like rounds out the almost
Oh, it
entire
does
iPad
come with
line.
a power adapter. It does come with the power adapter. It says in the box the iPad
Rude.
Mini, the USB C charging cable, and the 20-watt USB C power adapter.
Wow.
Rude. Give it to the rest of the devices, you monsters.
Yes. So I mean, we all have enough. I have a whole box
No, we
of
don't.
US. I have a whole box full of regular USB things over there. I don't have USB
Yeah.
C
No, neither do I.
bricks. Yeah,
That's what
because
I
I
need.
have
I need
enough of
more
the I have
USB-C.
enough of the I have enough of the regular USB ones because I've gotten an iPhone and I want it there. And then when they finally come out with the USB C model, they take it away.
Oh,
I mean,
convenient, isn't it?
yeah. So, anyways, moving on to the iPad Air is available starting on 9/24. You can pre-order today. Um, don't know how the sales are doing on it. I was a little less impressed with the iPad Mini, or excuse me, the iPad, the original iPad, but I was glad that they refreshed it because I think it needed a refresh. They didn't really do much on the outside of it; it's mostly the inside components and stuff like that. But I wish they would have gotten rid of that. Made it full screen, put the uh, fingerprint scanner on the power button and just go wall to wall screen. I think that would have been an amazing iPad, but they didn't. So we're kind of stuck with that home button again with the USB C. It does support USB C though, charging and comes with a USB C power adapter. Stays at 10.2 inches. I think that was the original one as well, and then it supports the first generation Apple Pencil and comes with the A13 Bionic chip. So
I was surprised they kept the
um,
design just the same as previous generations.
Yeah, they did upgrade the camera. So the camera has a 12 megapixel ultra wide camera, the same as the iPad Mini, and then also supports center stage for like FaceTime and Zoom calls again.
Well, I
So
mean, the price point that is, it's what, $329, I want to say.
and 299 for
Knowing
students.
what the price point is, and knowing that Apple's really been focusing on their iPad Airs and their iPad Pros, this model only exists basically as an easy price point for easy access into the iPad family.
Oh yeah, yeah,
They're
yeah,
not
definitely.
they're not gonna. I don't think they're gonna do a big design over, more like looking like what the iPad Air and the iPad
But
Pro look like,
I think
because this is just their entry model. It's supposed to
Yeah,
look basic.
but
It's the basic model. They want people to know
I see
that
what
you
you're
couldn't
saying.
shell out the real money.
But
Yeah,
I
this is
still
like
think
you're
they
looking
could've-
for an iPad and you still want that name. You still want to get into the iPad family. Hey, this is an easy price point, something that you can grab for the holiday season or as a gift or something, or for yourself. You still get, I mean, fantastic features, but it's not like you're buying the latest, greatest thing that's, hundreds and hundreds of dollars.
Yeah, I still think they could have done away, or they could have done away with the power button or the home button though, and put the power button on there and made it a. I mean, even if they just like shrunk it, but I understand they're probably trying to keep the same architecture so they don't have to render new parts and everything and stuff like that, and continue using it. But yeah, hopefully we'll see a full screen iPad at the entry level sometime soon. So, but that was everything announced on the iPad. Any last final thoughts on there?
No,
I
not for me.
my only final thought is, once again, with the iPad Air and the iPad Pro, I find it baffling that they're even keeping the entry point level of the regular iPad. I think they should just do away with the iPad line and have the iPad Mini, Air, and Pro. That's just
Yeah,
my
but I
own
mean,
personal
still,
opinion.
like that's kind of a big price point for $499. You know,
Yeah, I
um,
like that.
I
That
think that
330 price.
having a 329, and then I mean, you could on Amazon you can get it even cheaper sometimes. And Best Buy same thing. You can shop and get sales and deals and stuff at other retailers. But yeah.
Yeah.
So
I think they should have made the iPad Mini. They should have replaced the 330 iPad with the iPad Mini. I think that would have been
Yes,
pretty great if they did
they
that.
could have the iPad Mini Air, the iPad Mini Pro, the iPad Air, and the iPad Pro, and it could be $329, $499, $599, and then whatever the iPad Pro is.
'Cause they
yeah,
didn't really
that's
do
not
too
gonna
much
happen.
with. They didn't really do too much with the cheap iPad, right? There's nothing.
Just inside components and the FaceTime camera and stuff like that. Nothing. It looks the same as what is on the outside. I'm assuming.
Yeah, they basically
most of the
just
same
upgraded the
cases-
internals.
Most of the
But
same
it's-
cases will work.
It's nice to have that option available, especially for schools, because a lot of schools are using iPads now. So it's kind of
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
probably a nice enterprise or education bundles and all that
Yeah.
fun stuff.
Definitely good for schools. Like $299 price point is a good for schools, and I think that's a good something good to compete with, like the Chromebooks and stuff like that. So definitely. Well, let's move on to the Apple Watch because we got a lot to cover. So Apple announced the Apple Watch Series 7.
Who here
I
enjoyed
opened
those
on the
flat
iPad.
sizes?
I opened on the. Well, I just want to say first, the renderings that the leakers were coming out with were totally wrong. Like, doesn't look anything like
100%.
the rendering. So I'm like those Apple leakers. Like, I mean, definitely. So, anyways, if you didn't know, but they announced the new Apple Series 6. I went first on the iPad, so why don't you go first on the Apple Watch, Roy?
Okay, Apple Watch Series 7. It's keeping the same design form factor chassis as previous model. We are not getting the flat sides that the leakers had leaked. And I'm going to be honest, I was slightly disappointed actually that we didn't get a body design change. But they're keeping with the tried and true chassis. However, they did make the bezels thinner. I want to say it was like 1.2 millimeters thinner.
Mhm.
So the screen is going to be a little bit more edge to edge. It looked really nice how edge to edge it was.
Oh
They're
yes, it
bringing
did.
out a new watch face that has the numbers kind of all around the side of it, and the numbers like enlarge when it's on that part of the clock is facing that. I believe that's what it does. We're getting a new modular watch face to take advantage of the larger screen where you can have two large widgets on there. I don't know if I'd ever take advantage of that. I really like the modular one that they have now. Um, they're adding bicycle crash detection, I believe.
Mhm.
Um, One of the cool things that I really liked about we're ceramic shield. I know we talked about how we wanted to see ceramic shield come to the Apple Watch, especially you, Matt. We are getting that this year, so hopefully your next Apple Watch won't scratch as easily. We are getting fast charging coming to the Apple Watch via
Oh my
USB
God,
C.
yes.
First and foremost,
I
let me just
hate.
say that I think the Series 6 charges fairly quickly as it is. I wear my watch all the time. I wear it to bed. I charge it in the car on my way to and on my way home from work. That's the only time I charge my Apple Watch. And it is more than enough. But there
So
are times where I get in my car and I forget to plug my watch in. And I'm like halfway on my drive and I'm like frantically taking my watch off my wrist and putting it on the charger. And knowing that I get a faster watt charger in my car and faster because it's like what 30 it was like 30 minutes gets you to 80% or something like that on the Apple Watch,
yeah.
and that was pretty
So
impressive.
I have no issues with the Apple Watch charging of my current watch, the Series 6. The only thing that I have is that it's a damn USB dongle that I have to carry around for it when I travel. Like I'm trying to get
Mhm.
everything USB C. Like my phone is USB C, my iPad is USB C, my MacBook is USB C. I and then I've got this stupid dongle that I've got to carry around for my Apple Watch, and I usually carry around a cord, a regular USB C cord. So if I rent a car when I'm traveling or something like that, that I can plug into the thing because a lot of them don't have USB C in the car yet, quite much. But I just want to get rid of the dongles. I don't want to bring a USB a dongle with me. I want to
Just
get rid
bring
of it
your
altogether.
MagSafe Duo.
I don't have a MagSafe Dual, but
I thought you gotta have MagSafe Duo.
I don't. I
Oh,
just have
well,
the
get a MagSafe Duo. One
uh,
one charger for both devices. It's perfect traveling
yeah.
companion.
I don't know. Maybe I'll think about that. That might be another option. But I just kind of wanted to get rid of that dongle so that I could charge it. I was so glad for that.
I
I am
completely
excited
agree.
for the I am excited for the full size screen. You can get like a really nice calculator. You can do text on it. You can see more text messages because when I read text messages, I'm always like swiping up to see what everybody said, and stuff like that. And so I'm really definitely looking forward to that. I've been kind of actually debating through the day whether I should get another Series 6 or get the Series 7. And I think I'm pretty much sold on getting the Series 7 because of the larger screen. It's compatible with all the same watch bands. Like it is so gorgeous looking. So
Reasons to upgrade: faster charging. You got the bigger screen.
yeah, I'm
The
pretty much sold on it.
on-screen keyboard. I've wanted an
Oh yeah,
on-screen
yeah, yeah,
keyboard on the Apple Watch
yeah.
since I had my Microsoft Band back in the day because the Microsoft Band had a much smaller screen and had an on-screen keyboard. And it
I
honestly, I like the on-screen keyboard more than I like the swipe.
I don't use a keyboard. I don't use a swipe. I use a dictation. I do the old time Dick Tracy talking into your watch, looking like an idiot sometimes. Letting everybody listen to what you're saying. But
I'm at work sometimes, and that looks weird. Just saying.
it does. I mean, it does. It looks weird when you're not at work and you're out, sitting there chucking into your watch. I still remember when I first got the Apple Watch that this old lady came up to me and says, "What are you talking into your watch for?" And I'm like, "Well, I'm texting somebody." And she goes, "Oh, is that the new Apple Watch?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
I would
And
just
then I
want,
walked.
shh, they're listening.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, I was totally happy for the new, bigger display. Everything else, but I think that's honestly about it. There's not a whole lot. There's not really a whole lot of difference in it overall.
Did you see
So
the Nike bands are going to look completely different this generation? Like it's got
I
like
did.
Nike logos all over the sport loop now.
Oh yeah. I did see that. I did see that on. I
I'm
don't
not.
know where I
I'm
read.
I'm personally not a fan of that. I like the old sport loop was
Yeah,
nice. It was minimal. It had reflective material in it. So if you were out jogging or something and low light, the
they
car
still
lights would
have the
reflect
other.
off of it.
They still have the one with the holes in it though.
The sport band, the Nike
Yeah,
sport
the
band.
sport band. Yeah. So I do. I like them both. I don't mind the Nike logo on the other bands. So, but yeah, definitely. I actually might get a Nike series again. Uh, I'll look at it and see, but I might get it. We'll see what production's like. They said it'll be later this fall when it'll be available. So it's not out
Mm.
today. There is no release date, which I'm kind of sad about because I really want it. So hopefully it'll be next
But
month. I'm hoping.
we did get the Watch OS release candidate today, so they've nailed down Watch OS. But they were just dealing with
Yeah.
whatever manufacturing issues is postponing the watch's launch.
Yeah. So yeah. So anyways, there you have it. The iPhone, or excuse me, the Apple Watch and the Apple Watch Nike. Tim, are you going to get one for Zoe?
No comment.
Matt, do you have any thoughts on getting an Apple Watch?
Was really impressed with the metallic watch materials that they had. They had like the space gray, the gold, which looked really, really clean, and then like a titanium or something like that. Really impressed with the colors and the way that the screen went all the way out to the edges, and just like the refinement of the Series 7 looks really good. Would I get one? No, not at all.
Okay. Well, there you
The
have
Series
it.
7
Roy and I.
looks nice.
Is,
I like that.
Is it
thin
because
bezel.
you don't? Is it because you don't have an iPhone as your daily driver, Matt? If you had an iPhone as your daily driver, would you be tempted to get an Apple Watch?
Definitely.
Okay.
So one of the things that like increased my interest in the Apple Watch was I guess the fall detection, but also the way that it was presented. So in the presentation, guy's riding on his bike, falls over, and then the way that they shoot that is it's like a really zoomed up, panned in close up of an Apple Watch, and it looks like boulders are just dropping onto the Apple Watch. And I was like, this is everything that I want in a watch. I want boulders to fly off of it, and it's super scratch resistant. So not only
Yeah.
did they increase the way that they designed the glass to be scratch resistant, also, I don't know, fall detection, which sounds kind of cool.
Yeah.
It's dust resistant, IPX6 dust resistant this year, which is, I mean, not that I'm in super dusty areas, but gosh darn, I'm going to find a dusty area now.
I'm gonna. Fall.
I did talk my dad into buying an Apple Watch. He's going to go down. He's not getting a Series 7, but he is going down to the Navy Exchange tomorrow and getting
Series
one. No, he's
I have
going
a
down to
Series
Navy
6.
Exchange and buying one on base.
Okay. All right. Well, let's move on. We got a lot more to talk about. We still have 4 more phones that were announced today.
Okay.
I just try to keep us on schedule so we get through everything.
No, we got
four
a lot.
more,
So-
but technically 2.
Yeah, technically 2, but 4 more. So I like the idea of 4. So long-awaited rumors thought that the iPhone Mini lineup was going to be dead. How were the leakers wrong? Like
Again,
yeah. So, anyways, the iPhone 13 Mini now lives on, and will be back.
I was the only one that called that, by the way. I was like, I'm pretty sure the iPhone Mini 13 was going to be a thing.
You did, but all the leakers were saying that they were ending it. So they're giving it another year. So we'll see kind of what happens next year. So the iPhone 13 and the iPhone 13 Mini, the camera is like diagonal now, instead of horizontal.
Isn't that how the Pixel 4a 5G Did their
Is it?
cameras? I want to say theirs are diagonal.
I don't know.
Google did it first this time.
Theirs are diagonal. So, I'm cool with that.
So the
I'll check.
while you're looking that up, I'll just go through the display. So the display stays the same. Mini is 5.4 inches. The iPhone 13 will be 6.1 inches. Same. Both have the Super Retina XDR display, and then they have HDR True Tone. Um, they both have the A15 Bionic chip in it. And yeah, I think that was about it. There was a bunch of specs. Some of the camera specs were updated. Um, I think it's got an ultra wide camera now. But yeah, definitely some
And they
upgrades.
have the that optical image stabilization that the iPhone
Yep.
12 Pro Max had.
Yeah, so that's a really big one because Samsung has really good stabilization for video photos. So that I think that was a big thing that they had to do this year. And then they increased the storage space for the base model, so it goes from 64 to 128, which I think is great because the more storage you have, the much better on-device processing you have for rendering photos and taking photos and stuff like that. Because again, 64 gigabytes is not a lot. And then it goes up to 256, and then there's a new 512 gigabyte option if you go all the way up. So comes in a like a rose gold, product red, white, black, and then a blue. Which kind of looks a lot like the same blue as the iPhone 12 Pro came into.
I am much
So,
happier with this pink versus the purple that they had last year's model.
Oh yeah,
I was not
well,
a big fan of the purple.
we haven't gotten yet. They might release another color later this year because they did that. They didn't do that at launch, so we could see another color this year. But yeah, definitely a better color I think this year. I do like the blue. I think the blue is obviously very nice. The product red, of course, is always product red, so it's always the same. And then the white just seems like it's like an off white. I think
It's like a cream
called
almost.
Starlight. Yeah, it's called Starlight. So definitely a different white this year. But I think overall the iPhone 13 is a great lineup. There's not a lot of internal specs I don't think that were really changed. You still have kind of all the same features and stuff like that, just with a new name. And I just kind of I'm thinking of this as kind of like a Series S model. Because Apple has been long awaited to drop the S because it just kind of deflates the name of the iPhone. So they kind of got rid of the S, I think, and I think this is just an S model. So I think the iPhone 14 or the next version of the iPhone will be a lot different. So
Two things
what
you
this
forgot to mention. The first one is that the battery life is improved over last year, so you're going to get
oh yes,
2.5 hours more on the iPhone 13 and 1.5 hours more on the Mini. And probably the most important upgrade to the iPhone 13, don't even fight me on this, 20% smaller notch.
Oh yes, the notch, the smaller notch. I didn't even notice. I did. I mean, I remembered it from the event, but I did not notice it. So,
Oh, the second they showed, I was like, "Oh, look at that notch! It's so much smaller." They could give us a battery percentage gauge. Then they know, but they could have.
The other thing that I noticed too is that, and I don't remember where I read this, but the iPhone 13 Mini and the Pro series all support dual eSIM. So you can technically have two eSIMs and get rid of your SIM card altogether.
So I can tell you, speaking of eSIM, if you order your iPhone from Apple, regardless of the carrier that you are on, it will come activated on eSIM. It will not come with a physical SIM card this time.
I got a physical SIM card this year.
Not on the 13 will come eSIM only is what I'm saying.
Yeah. No, I had anticipated that. Like they were just I think they were just waiting for T-Mobile to launch the eSIM, and as soon as they launched the eSIM, I went directly to T-Mobile and got my eSIM activated. But yeah, definitely excited for dual eSIM because I do have two phone lines on my phone, on my iPhone, and so having dual SIM is nice, and dual eSIM. So it also supports eSIM, or excuse me, eSIM, and then the Nano SIM. But the iPhone 13 and 13 Mini are not compatible with the Nano or the micro SIM cards. So, but yeah, definitely. Um, I think a good upgrade, but again, an S series upgrade. So if you got the iPhone 12, or the iPhone 12 mini, I would not upgrade.
And you're
Not
not, right? Not
and I'm
upgrading at
not.
all.
I'm not
Mhm.
upgrading. I'm not upgrading. And I have but I have the iPhone Pro model, but same thing, not upgrading this year. So yeah, any thoughts on the mini, Tim?
The mini looks cool. I was just kind of browsing through the Apple site. If I were to buy, I think I like the mini. Like I held the mini once at the store and I liked it. Um, the bigger
It
iPhones
fits
are
so nice in
nice,
your
but
hand.
It does. It actually does.
My
it's
mother-in-law
yeah,
and sister
it's
just got 12 minis, and I went to go pick up my mother-in-law's, and yeah, so great in the hand.
like it's I like the minis a lot, and I'm really glad that Apple is giving it another second chance. So I really want everyone to go out and buy a mini, so they'll continue to sell them and create the
So
minis.
everybody means you as well should go out and buy
Now,
a mini.
everyone else, not
I,
me.
I feel I feel that the mini is not if you're an Apple enthusiast for the most part, somebody who is going to pre-order the iPhone day one, you're probably going for the regular iPhone 13 or you're going for a Pro model. I feel like the mini is going to be the phone that you buy if you're going to try iPhone out for the first time. Or your
Well,
phone breaks or you upgrade mid-cycle. Like my mother-in-law and my sister, they both T-Mobile was running the promotion. They both had an iPhone 8 and my mother-in-law had an 8 Plus, and they're like, it's time to upgrade. And I'm like, cool, T-Mobile has this promotion. You can trade in your phone and get an iPhone mini for free. You just, trade in your iPhone. The trade credit is exactly the price of the iPhone mini. And that's the people I feel are going to get the mini. The people who are trading in mid-cycle, and their trade credit is that's I feel that's the target audience for the mini. It's not the day one people, because I know that the iPhone mini didn't do well in the first part of 2021, and I feel that it's a late game model,
well,
late
and
year model.
my brother has an iPhone SE, and he had an iPhone 5 before that, and he goes with the smaller iPhone SE because he doesn't want the big screen and stuff like that. So the iPhone 13 would be perfect for him because again, it's a small display and it's not a giant leap forward to these 6 inches devices, and stuff like that. So I still think it caters to some people out there,
Oh
and I
yeah,
think that definitely would be helpful. The size of it and the fact that it fits in your pocket, you know, um, it is amazing. So
I would hate to
anyway,
see Apple kill it off.
I would too. Definitely. I think there's still a market for it. I just don't think that they're a market where they upgrade every year. I think it would be over time. So people who have the iPhone SE Series 2 might upgrade to the iPhone Mini 13
How
Mini.
when you compare the iPhone Mini uh, 13 to the iPhone Mini 12, there's a few changes. And I noticed I was just kind of browsing the Apple site, and I noticed the iPhone Mini 12 shipped in price because of the uh, 13 Mini's announcement. I'm pulling that up right now so I can get the
Oh yeah,
pricing.
it did jump $100 to $699.
Yeah, and do you think is it really worth getting the 13 mini versus the 12 mini when the 12 mini is slightly cheaper than the 13 mini? Besides, like it's just like 5G, which are what I consider to be good features because 5G is still very new in a lot of 5G phones. There's not a lot of them out there, but would you
Yeah.
consider the iPhone 12 mini a better buy versus the 13 mini, or would you consider a 13 mini a better buy than the 12 mini?
Well, so I think you get a better battery life on the iPhone 13. I mean, 15 versus 17. I guess it's not that bad. Um, you're right. I don't know where they're getting the extra battery or the extra money. I think it is mostly because it's got the big jump in storage space, where 16 gigabytes or 64 gigabytes starts at the 599 price point, and the iPhone 13 mini starts at the 128 base storage. So I honestly would go with the more storage. I've gotten a smaller device, a 64 gigabyte device, and 64 gigabytes is a lot more than 32, which they used to come with. It's still not a lot of storage space. And I would go for that more storage space, just because of, again, photos and on device, like rendering of photos and stuff like that. You don't have to worry about space.
It,
Yeah, you can get iCloud and you can upgrade and move things around, but
if you want to look at it for what your value in your dollar would be, um, if you were to get the 128 gigabyte iPhone mini and then the 256 gigabyte iPhone mini, the next step up, you're going to pay what, $100 more? So if the iPhone mini 12 mini and the iPhone 13 mini, if the price difference is $100, you're getting that one storage jump up for that $100 price point more that you're paying, plus the upgraded internals, upgraded camera system. So really, it's more bang for your dollar when you look at it that way.
yeah, definitely. I definitely think that the iPhone 13 mini is better than the iPhone 12 mini.
Not that the 12 mini is a bad buy at all at the price point.
No,
It's
no,
a great
no.
buy.
No. I mean, if you don't have a lot of apps, you don't take a lot of pictures, the iPhone 12 mini might just be for you. The iPhone 12 mini though is going to be gone though. I don't think it's sticking around, is it? I can't remember
It's
which
on.
devices.
It's still in
It's
the
on their
article.
website.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know that they're
Hmm.
going to keep it around. I think they might. I don't know. They might get rid of it. They might keep it. I don't know. I know they're keeping the 12, but I don't know that they're keeping the 12 mini. It might just be until they run out or not. But I definitely, like Tim, if you were thinking between the iPhone mini and the iPhone 13 mini, or the iPhone 12 mini and the iPhone 13 mini, I think the 13 is better for your buck because you don't upgrade every year. Like, you've had your One Plus for how long? A long time. So
Years.
yeah. So you're not an upgrading person every year. So getting the larger specs and getting the larger storage space would be a better option if that's what you
It's
were
going to
thinking.
last you longer.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, definitely, I think worth it. So let's go into the because we're running out of time here. Let's go into the iPhone 13 Pro. Again, not a lot of not a lot of change here. Tim, did you want to have the center stage for your rant?
Should
Oh,
we go
man.
So
over
let's
what
give
it
him a
has
little
before we
backstory.
get to the rants?
Let's give him a little backstory. Let's go over this and then we'll give him a little backstory. So 6.1 inches, same thing. 6.7 inches. It doesn't change into the structuring of the device. It does come with more battery life. It pretty much has the same camera, I think. Let me
Night mode
pull
on
up the
every camera though. Night mode on every camera this
correct.
time.
Yeah. Night mode on every camera. Does come with a 6x zoom versus a 4x zoom, so you get a little bit more zoom. You get the A15 Bionic chip in it versus the A14. You get up to 28 hours of video for the max, or excuse me, battery life for the max, and 22 hours of video playback for the um, 13 Pro versus 17 hours for the iPhone 12 Pro. So you're definitely getting more for your bung on the battery if you're thinking of upgrading. All come with MagSafe. Everything else kind of the same. Storage space stays at 128, but they do add a 1 terabyte option for it, which it was long rumored that they were probably going to eventually release a 1 terabyte, which I think is good for pro devices and people who aren't upgrading every year. Um, so yeah, the camera again gets an upgrade, the telephoto lens, and then also comes with eventually will come with ProRes video. Now, Tim and I were, and all of us were kind of having a chat in our Discord channel.
It was more of a debate
and
or a fight.
it was more of a you're losing the debate. So the big thing is that the ProRes video is not available in 4K 30 frames per second on the iPhone 12 Pro or 12 Pro Max in the 128 gigabytes configuration. So Tim was under the impression this should be available, and I'm trying to explain to him about the processing of it. Like you still when you take a video footage of something, it's going to be really high. It's going to go through a lot of compression. It's going to go through it. That all takes storage on the device, and when you have a device that only has 128 gigabytes of storage, and you have maybe a 5-minute video that's 60 gigabytes of space, and then it gets compressed down, you have to have storage on that device to compress it down. I don't know what size of the video file it is before it's compressed, but I'm just assuming like an average file, before it's compressed is a lot like 60 gigabytes. So,
And something that I've had a lot, I'm not initially as I would say pissed off as I was when it first got announced. I've had a few hours to kind of cool down and think about it a little bit more. So I'm not as angry as I was when it first was announced. But because something I realize now is people that are buying a phone, specifically the iPhone, this phone, who are looking for that are not gonna. They're gonna put more money towards
that's what we
higher
said in the
storage
Discord
options.
chat. We said that in the Discord chat. I'm literally this.
They're gonna put more money into. No one's gonna get the.
If you're gonna shoot panoramic video and 4K video, you're gonna get a bigger storage device. You're not gonna get the entry level 4K.
Well, now you don't even have that option.
Here, the thing
You
that
don't.
I was pissed
you
off
can
about.
still here's the thing, Tim. You can still do ProRes video when it comes out at 1080 and 30 frames per second. You can still do
4K.
Pro video. You just can't do it in 4K. But
get people interested in 4K by putting it on all of your phones, and then I don't know, have people join iPhone because of how good it is.
So the thing about that is, it's the same specs across the board. Everything's the same. Same processor, same RAM, everything. It's
except for
literally
the
storage. That's literally the only thing.
But when you are in Final Cut Pro, well, you don't have Final Cut Pro. You use Adobe Premiere, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you're in Final Cut Pro and you export that file and it's like really huge and you need to go in and compress it before you can upload it to YouTube, and you go through the compression process, you got to have storage in order to compress it, because you have to record the file and then you have to use the storage to compress the file.
That's what my RAM is for.
It doesn't work that way.
4K 60 FPS for like 5 minutes can't be enough to fill up half of an iPhone.
It depends on how much you do, because like I export some of the video files. I do some file videos and I'm getting 128 gigabytes of storage before I compress it.
Here's how you fix this. Have you ever filmed a TikTok before?
No, but Chef Tim has.
So you I'm sorry, I cannot remember if this is TikTok or Vine. They're all the same. But basically you have a little counter. All right, so here's how it works. On the iPhone, when you want to record in ProRes, all right? You open your camera and you click on the ProRes setting. There's a little timer in the top corner and it says 5 minutes. And you record footage. You only get 5 minutes to be able to record because the phone is smart, and then depending on how full your phone is, that time goes down.
True.
So you should,
But we
I
don't-
think, you should
But
have
I'm-
the option to be able to record if you wanted to.
Sold. Completely agree. Every phone that I could shoot 4K in has had actually that feature where it tells
Okay,
me how much
well,
4K
it's
video that I can record.
3
I think
versus
anything.
1. You guys lose because Zoe had agreed with us, so you guys lose. I'm just saying,
Also-
if you're looking for ProRes, don't get the 128 because it's not enough storage to do even regular 4K. It's not
Honestly,
great for
Totally,
if-
totally.
if
is.
you are trying to shoot in ProRes in 4K so much that it matters that much to you, you're not getting the 128 gigabyte model. Regardless of whether you should have that feature available, the 128 gigabyte model, the people who are going to be using that feature and are buying the Pro for that
Yeah.
feature are not going to want the 128 gigabyte model. They're going to want the larger. model.
I don't think there's going to be a giant change.org petition for them to open this up because
Tim's opening up a tab right now for this.
Yeah, he's probably going to go create it. It's going to be created by Tim, but I don't really see this being a big issue. Like
The Galaxy S20, is it the 21, can record it. That phone has 128 gigs of storage and it can record 8K.
But here's the thing. Apple and Samsung are two different companies. Samsung doesn't care about their performance of their device. Apple does care about
that is
Apple
true
cares
at all.
No, Apple cares about the performance of their device and they don't do something until they can do it right. You know,
I also don't know that that's true at all.
it is. They
They
have not
definitely
released
say that that's what they like to do.
that, but if
You're saying
things
they
don't match-
never launch something that is
No,
not
because
completely finished.
Apple Maps was horrible. But they came
Oh.
out and said Apple Maps was horrible, and they apologized. And they said, but do you guys remember AirPower?
Yes.
no.
So AirPower was a 3-string
Oh.
charger. They previously announced that it was possibly it was coming, and then it didn't come, and then it didn't come, and then it didn't come, and eventually they released a statement on their press site that basically said that it's no longer an option. It didn't meet their high satisfaction for performance, and so they were scrapping the project essentially. Same thing. They're not going to release a feature until they can do it right, and I think they've learned that lesson.
You
I
just
don't,
were talking about maps.
but I know. But I'm just saying. I think they've learned their lesson with AirPower, and I think they've learned their lesson with Apple Maps. And I'm sure that we could probably go through and find a couple other features in the iPhone that weren't perfect, and they should have waited before they released it. But I think that's again what they're trying to focus on. Is that performance could be an issue and rendering could be an issue, and they want to push it towards that. So I understand your frustration, Tim, that it's not available. But if it's not available, do what Matt said and get the higher resolution or higher storage device.
You know what would make me happy is if you buy the phone, it's not in there. But if you go into settings, you go deep into the camera settings, and then you go scroll the way down, and there's a little button that says, warning, this will make your phone terrible. You click on that, and then there's an option in there to
Apple
enable
doesn't
this.
do that.
That would
Apple
be,
doesn't do
that
that
would make me happy.
except for battery, where they're required to do it. They're required to do it in the battery section, and they do have a warning section for that. That
Oh,
by
yeah.
turning off the battery slowdown, where they automatically slow down your device. But they did that, and they have a warning clearly in there. But again,
got
I don't think the
scammed for that 'cause they
ProRes.
were doing
I
it
don't think the
without telling you.
ProRes. It's not even going to be available. I don't think until later this fall. Or next year. It said it's coming soon, so it's not even going to be available at launch. But I definitely don't. I mean, again, if people are doing a bunch of 4K recording, they're going to get a higher resolution or a higher storage device.
Now they're going to have
Or-
to. Apple has the complete right to make the choice about what they think people want, what kind of experiences people think that they or people want. That's
Exactly.
what they base their entire company off of.
Exactly.
Whether or not
So
we would care.
yeah. So I honestly like I don't see it as a big change. So um I think that's about it that's changed on it. Roy, did
No.
you? Oh no, go ahead.
ProMotion.
Oh,
It now has
ProMotion.
a
Yes.
120 hertz screen and it
Yes.
scales, so it's gonna be adaptive based on the content and how you're moving, how fast you're moving and scrolling with your finger. So it'll go from 0 to
And
120
and
adaptively.
and this is a device. This is something I think that they've waited because they've wanted to do it right. ProMotion could have come out a long time ago, but I think that they wanted to integrate the software with it, and I'm actually really excited to see how this looks, and to see how the scrolling feature and the adaptive display of the ProMotion is, because this is I think something that they've worked on for a long time, and it'll be interesting to see how the performance is on it.
Mhm.
And now Roy can stop complaining and bitching that it doesn't have
I mean,
120 hertz, even though he's not upgrading.
I'm not upgrading. I mean, here's the only thing that I would be upgrading for. I mean, it'd be great to have some of those video shooting moves like cinema mode and whatnot. But I would literally only be upgrading for the 120 hertz screen. And as much as I want a 120 hertz screen, I think that you hit the nail on the nose. There's nothing in the iPhone 13 Pro coming from a 12 Pro that is worth spending the amount of money that an iPhone 13 Pro or Pro Max would cost. And waiting one more year is going to be a much more worthwhile upgrade.
Yeah, and you could definitely one more year, and we'll probably have always on display.
If you have an
Which is what-
11 or older, by all means, go out and buy the 13 Pro. If
Yeah.
you have a 12 series model, this is, like you said, this is an S line without necessarily being an S. And I talked earlier about how S lines are usually features, and the actual number lines are physical differences of the phone. And I imagine that the smaller notch or something is the reason they made this a number versus an S. Or maybe they did away with the S, because we haven't had an S since what, the 6S, or no, the 10S, I guess.
Yeah,
Maybe they're doing away with the S line, but
I
this
think
is
they
this
are.
is this is a tiny upgrade. This is what would have been an S line upgrade. It's nice. It's neat. I would love to have 120 hertz. If something happens to my phone, like I break it or something, then I'll talk about possibly getting a 13. But it's just not worth it this year if you have a 12 series.
Yeah. So, anyways, that was pretty much announced. They did release a few new accessories. I did mention that my wife supported one thing, and
Ooh.
one thing I
Can,
wanted.
can I make a guess? Can I make a guess? The wallets with the Find My in it. I was at work watching this.
My wife, when I told her that it comes with the built-in Find My for your wallet, because what am I doing every time I leave the house? I forget
Where's my wallet?
because I don't leave it on when I'm at home. I put it on my desk. It sits right here, and I walk out and I get my face mask, I get my keys, and I walk out. And if I leave my keys behind and I get to the elevator, then I get an alert on my phone saying that I left my keys behind and I need to go back and get it so that I don't get locked out of my apartment, because I need a little key fob to get up to the floor. But like, she was totally sold on me getting a new watch with it, because I'm always forgetting my wallet. But it's I bought two of these wallets and I've got to replace them so that I can get the Apple Find My feature into it. I was so disappointed, because that's $59 a piece, and I have two of them. I have the black one and I have the brown one. And I was sad that the blue one didn't make the cut this year. But yeah, I am definitely going to get the new wallet, because I'm really excited for that.
I've never left my wallet behind. I've never lost my wallet. I was literally at work watching this while I was at work. Like it was slow enough today in the morning that was able to watch the event. And my coworker's standing right next to me, and I'm like, "What? There's a Find My on the Apple Wallet?" And he gives me this look. I'm like, "I've never lost my wallet, but that is a fantastic feature, and it makes it. I mean, just to have that feature, that peace of mind, is completely worth it. If something happens to my wallet, I am constantly." So I got my wallet on the back of my phone while I'm at work. I don't have it on while I'm at home because why do I? I am constantly leaving my phone on my desk at work and like walking out of the room and doing other stuff. I trust the people that are in the room all the time anyway when I leave behind. But like, if for some reason something were to happen, I can find my wallet.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if I do leave my wallet behind, because you know the Find My now has this great feature where you can say alert me when I've left this behind, except for at certain locations if you want to. Like my MacBook, alert me if I've left my MacBook behind anywhere except for at home. Alert me if I've left my keys behind anywhere except for at home, like if I go for a walk or something like that. Same with my watch. And to have that ability in your wallet is pretty flipping cool, and I'm sure it's going to work the same way that AirTags work, because obviously, you know, how else are they going to tag the Find My on it?
Yeah.
So
So
it's not going to be chargeable or anything.
Yeah. So anyways, I'm really looking forward to that. I'm not looking forward to paying new of them, but you know, Tim, if you decide you want to get an iPhone mini, I'll sell you my one of my wallets. Doesn't come with the Find My feature, but I do have two of them. You can choose from black or brown.
Can I put it on this phone?
You know, you probably
like,
could just put some magnets on
Superglue
it.
Put some magnets on the back of it.
Just
Put
glue
some
it right
magnets on the
here.
back of it. So
I want to do that just to show you and glue it on really bad, like crooked a little bit.
It did stick to my Pixel XR for like a few seconds, and then I would shake it or move it, and it fell off. So, but yeah. So, anyways, definitely not going to upgrade this year. I don't think Roy is either. Matt, we know you're
not the phone anyway.
Go to it. Not the phone. I am doing the watch. Tim, the question is for you though, because you've been back and forth, and you said you haven't really been happy with Android. I challenge you to try out Android for a year, or excuse me, try out iPhone.
I will
for
try
a year.
it.
You already tried Android. Try out iPhone for a year, and not with a iPhone 8, with a flagship device. And I would be really interested to see if you did the mini, because I think the mini is a fantastic device too.
Here's the thing. All right.
Long-term review for.
I will do it if it's Gooply sponsored.
Does that mean Gooply has to pay for it?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't want to pay money.
So we'll get a Patreon subscription going for Tim to get a new iPhone, and when you reach enough of it.
If we can get to the $30 a month, that's enough for a phone payment from T-Mobile.
Ooh.
Then we'll make that a tier.
So we'll set up a GoFundMe, and we'll see how much we can raise. How much do you think we could raise on a GoFundMe for this? I'm almost curious to set this up just to see how close we can get.
Okay, if you're ever bored, go on GoFundMe and search YouTuber or gaming, and then sort by new. You will find a lot, and I mean a lot, of kids going, "Hey guys, I really want to start a Minecraft channel on YouTube, but I need $20,000 to do it. Can you
And I bet every one of them have $0.
Yes, they all do, and then the campaign ends, and then nothing happens because Jimmy was told he could do anything he wanted, and then he started to GoFundMe to get a computer for a Minecraft channel. It didn't work.
He found out that other people can do what they want too, and that includes not giving him any money.
I bet you I could raise like $50 on GoFundMe.
I think you're selling yourself short. I would
That's
conservatively $400.
I think we just do a Patreon subscription, and we do like $2 a month. $2 a month. If we get like 10 people, like that's $30 or something.
For sure.
$20. I mean, that would at least offset a little bit of it for him. So
If we can get $30 worth of Patreon subscription, Tim, you in?
if you can get $30 a month.
If we get $30 a month of Patreon subscriptions, you in?
But then what if someone does it for 1 month and then just cancels it? I'm stuck with a phone.
it's on you. Then it's on you.
I don't want to promise anything. But I mean, if let's say they were able to, the fans or the listeners were able to fund a iPhone for me to use, then yes, I would absolutely use an iPhone for a year as a full test, and I would make a video talking about it.
And you would
sequel.
credit every Patreon subscriber, right?
Yeah, like half the video would be thanking every single person that ever donated money.
Just a long shout out scrolling.
Yeah. A little quick little
of
shout out.
Of 5 people. Oh,
I
look,
would
Roy's on there. Matt's on there.
If anyone that does it and they live in the Washington State area, I will drive to your house and I will film running up to your door, thank you in person, run away, and that will be in the video.
I would totally subscribe to our own Patreon.
I would do that too. I would do that too. All right, stay tuned for that. Okay, I guess we're already over, but do we want to just briefly talk about the Apple verdict? We'll probably talk about it next week, but Apple's verdict came out, and Apple was a winner in their case versus Epic.
A winner, as in it was not it was not. They were not shown to be in violation of monopoly. Yeah. I mean, that's the best news that you could come away from that. I mean, obviously, it wasn't exactly the way Apple would have liked, but
Apple had already decided to make the change to allow developers to point people to a website and advertise that you can sign up for subscriptions outside of the app. But so I think that was
I think that was already, it was like news things.
Yeah,
or
but
like
now they have to do it for everything. So definitely a big win for Apple and not for Epic. But stay tuned next week because we'll probably talk about that next week.
Many appeals. All right. We want to give a big thank you to everyone here for joining us live. This has been an episode of the Goobly Cast, and a big thanks to you if you're listening to our podcast. Look for our replays on YouTube and the podcast version of our episodes on all of your favorite podcasting apps, including iHeartRadio. Follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook, so that way you'll get notified when we go live with this show, as well as Morning Brew, and you can join in, and also for when we share new tech-related content. I've been your host, Matt Carter. For Matt, Roy, Tim, and Joseph, we appreciate you so much for watching and listening, whether here on Earth or in outer space. We'll catch you next time on the Goobly Cast.